my dear brothers and sisters, Namaskar. Today I am here with a very important subject. The subject is life, death, after death. What happens after death? Is there any science behind rebirth? Whether the rebirth is true or mythological? To know all these questions, we need to know the science of action. This science of action is newly described, newly or scientifically explained by Sri Sri Anandamurthy ji. Anandamurthy ji didn't accept the existence of hell and heaven after death, but he has said hell and heaven is an imaginary concept of agents of religion, but the science of action and rebirth is the result of your deeds of one life and resultant in next life. So, to know this very science of life, death and rebirth, first we should know what is life. Very simple thing. The life is a balance between body, mind and the soul. Life is equipoise. Life is equilibrium or balance between body, mind and the soul. Here another question arises. Okay, I do accept the body, I do accept the existence of mind, but I don't accept the existence of soul. Here Anandamurthy says, with very concrete example, he says, suppose you have 3 containers or 5 containers, or maybe more than 5, maybe more than 100, more than 1,000 containers, or you can say tumbler or pot full of water. Take an example of 5 pots only. We have 5 pots here full of water. Above that there is a small bulb or a big bulb, a normal size bulb. What happens? When we switch on the bulb, we find 5 bulbs inside the containers. So what do you think? These 5 bulbs we see in 5 containers, are they true? No, these are not true, but at the same time you cannot say is false, but it is the reflection of that one bulb onto the water in the container. So you can say the container, the tumbler, that is the base, is the cruder base. But the mind is just like water. The nature of water is to take the shape and the form and the color of the object. And the soul is the reflection of unit mind. Soul is the reflection of the Supreme on unit mind. Unto unit mind. This is just a reflection. So by seeing reflection, you cannot say, you can judge the existence of real entity, true entity, that is the Supreme entity. And that very Supreme entity is Supreme Consciousness. Generator, operator and destroyer. The controlling power of this universe. Nucleus of this universe. You can say the cosmic nucleus of this universe. When this reflection of the cosmic nucleus falls onto the reflecting plate of mind is called soul. So here we find three things: crude body, abstract mind, and existence of soul. So what happens? And what is death and what is life? As I said, the life is the balance and death is dissociation of psychic wave from physical wave, or detachment of psychic wave from the physical wave. This is called death. This is called physical death. It means the mind dissociates from this body because of external pressure, external situation like disease, ailments, accident. Because of these elements, mind feels uncongenial to suit this body, so mind detached from it. So body remains, the corporal structure remains here. Corporal structure is burned to ashes or buried under the soil. By both the process, this corporal structure, this body merges with these five fundamental factors, that is solid, liquid, igneous, aerial and ethereal. This all merges with that. But what happens with the mind? So mind remains with its reactive momentum. Mind remains with its extracerebral memory, or few factors like igneous, ethereal and aerial. Igneous, ethereal, aerial factor, mind exists in the cosmos with its reactive momenta. What is reactive momenta? Reactive momenta is the resultant of action you did. Resultant of your action in potential form remains in subconscious mind. That is called in Sanskrit sanskara, and in science it is called reactive momenta. The scientist Newton, he has said, then each and every action has got equal and opposite reaction. So whatever you do, physically or mentally, it has got its reaction and resultant too. But the resultant sometimes becomes opposite and more than you do. That's why it is said each and every action has an opposite and reaction, equal and opposite reaction. But Baba has said, Ananda Murthy ji has said that the resultant may be more than your action. So now this reactive momentum forms in the mind by 4 ways. Sorry, 3 ways. First one is imposed reactive momentum. A newborn baby is taught, my son or my daughter, look, the sky is blue. The sky is blue. Sun rises in the east. Sun rises in the east. My children, you are the children of Muslim. You are the children of Christian. You are the children of Hindu. You are the children of Buddhism. You are from a higher caste. You are from the lower caste. So in this way, the newborn baby starts to see the world by your imposed sanskaras, imposed reactive momenta. Whatever you teach, they learn. They take it as a true. So when they grow up, they act according to your teaching. If your teachings are free from narrowism, if your teachings are free from ambiguities, if your teachings are free from religious dogmas, if your teachings are free from blind faith, superstition, untouchability, sentiments, then the children become pure-hearted, big-hearted, expanded-hearted, huge mind, the mind expanded to 360 degrees. But if you teach them, if you impose them the thoughts of prejudice, ambiguity, dogmas, blind faith, so he becomes according to your teaching. That's why it is said, as you think, so you become. It means your mind transform according to the subject of your ideation. If your subject of ideation is crude material again, then naturally the mind becomes the crude. If your teachings, the imposed sanskaras by parents, imposed sanskaras by environments, the society, then he become the narrow one, conservative, fundamentalist, and that gives bad result to the society. If your teachings are free from all these narrow things, then it enlightens the person. That's imposed sanskara is very important. The second one is acquired sanskaras. Whatever you acquire by your own deeds, by your action, that's called acquired sanskaras. Acquired reactive momentum. And the third one is environmental. A newborn baby learns from the environment, the society. The children is according to the society. Humans are the raw material of the society, and society is the base of humans. So both are correlated. Society doesn't have its own vitality. Society vitality is the human. If humans are elevated and developed, society also developed. Your culture, civilization is developed. So these all depends on the subject of your ideation. Individual subject of ideation. So by three means, a person's reactive momentum is formed in subconscious mind. That is the imposed, acquired, and environmental. All reactive momenta, all sanskaras there in your subconscious mind. So when it dies, this all remains in your mind. The mind moves according to its vibration of your reactive momenta to find a new base to manifest or to meet its consequences of its action. It roams around, moves around throughout the cosmos to find a new base. So selection of new base or new body depends on your reactive momenta, the vibrations of your reactive momenta. If the vibration emanates from your disembodied mind, that is called Videhi Atma, disembodied mind without body. The vibration is crude, then it will naturally set or adjust it with a crude or lower aspect of life, like the fox, lions, cats, tiger, bees, flies, flora, fauna, or maybe stone or more cruel, the cruder object. Because as you thought, so you become. So this is the science of action. Everything depends on a subject of ideation. So a person must be very careful when they select the subject of their ideation, the pabulum of their life, the subject of their life, the goal of their life. If the goal is higher, if the subject is the higher and subtler, then naturally you become subtler. And when after death, then you get a higher elevated base, elevated body, like superhuman, like Einstein, Newton, Rabindranath Tagore, Vivekananda, Aristotle, Socrates. There are hundreds of great men. You will find the small baby so intelligent, 3-4 years baby so intelligent, sings so beautifully, speaks so beautifully. We must not undermine them, underestimate them, because this all because of their past sanskaras. Recently, before 2 years, the newspapers of India flashed a news that a baby born in royal family of Burma, a small baby, after he started to speak, the baby started to speak, I have to go to Nalanda, I have to go to Nalanda, I have to go to Nalanda. They couldn't understand what is Nalanda. Nalanda, a place of Bihar, you can say the second university of this world was started, that is in Nalanda. Nalanda University, Nalanda Gurukul. That was during the time of Chandragupta dynasty, or before that, the Nalanda University was established. So that boy started to say, I have to go there. Then 3 years, after 5 years, the family has to bring that boy to Nalanda. And the boy, when reached to Nalanda, and the place, they still there as archives, Indian heritage. The boy reached there and say, oh, I am Acharya Vachaspati. I am such and such. I used to sit here. So like this, they started to say all the history of that Nalanda University. Means he remembered all his past life. And because of his deeds, he has to take birth in royal family in Burma. You might have heard an example of Kautilya, a 5 years boy. He says everything of this astronomical thing, geography and physics and something. A boy, Tathagata, he completed a graduation in physics in the year of 12th only. So in this way, you will find not 1,000 millions of example of intelligence, and this all because of their past life. At the same time, you will find hundreds and hundreds of examples of the cruelty of small babies. The human, by birth they become criminal, killer. It is because of their past deeds. So, if we know the science of karma, science of action, then we can plan the world in new way. When the schools, universities, colleges, gurukuls start teaching the universal love, the spirituality, the spiritual science, naturally the existence of human mind that evolves, that transforms into higher being, then after death they become more higher, more better. And if we just keep running this narrow, dogmatic, mythological, blind faiths and superstitious to human mind, naturally they will be under the clutch of negativity, the cruel, negative, the human mind devaluates, degenerates. So, birth and rebirth, this all depends on the action you do or I do. So, we have to replan the world according to the science of action of Anandamurtiji. We have to redesign it so that in the future human become more superhuman, then they merge with the supreme. And this is all, the methodology of teaching should be based on intuitional practice, spirituality, science of spirituality. Science of spirituality is completely different than the religious existence. Science and religion is not the spirituality and religion is not the same. So, my dear brothers and sisters, this is all about the birth and rebirth. Now, few questions arises about the ghost that will be discussed in next chapter. But for now, I must say, if you like this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel by pressing the red button, subscribe button, and this bell icon, so that whenever I make a new videos, it goes to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. If you have any suggestions, please suggest us. like us and share it so that people are benefited by this pure knowledge of spirituality. Thank you so much. Namaskar.